There's this burgeoning feud growing between Trump and Musk, and it's starting to heat up as it feels like the bromance is officially over.
I think we should spend some time apart. Okay.
After Musk's embarrassing failure to positively influence the Wisconsin Supreme Court election, and I say positively because it seems like people actually showed up against him.
Oh, yes. So you spend all that money and you can't buy the votes.
After that, it seems like Trump relegated Musk to the sidelines, putting him on the shelf with the other toys that he doesn't want to play with anymore. But it may have gone even further than that. New reports show that Trump went out of his way to exclude Musk because of the billionaire's connections to China. I guess Trump was just jealous of the idea that Xi is going to steal his man. I've got the juicy details for you on this one, and it is a doozy. So if you're enjoying the video, make sure to drop a like and make sure that you're subbed. I want to thank you guys for helping us get to 500,000. It is huge for us, so we really appreciate all of the support. Thank you for being my friend. Musk has been stuck between an orange rock and a Chinese hard place. Although he pretends to be with Trump 100%, he can't deny his affinity for sweatshops. Here's Elon Musk talking about China. There are a lot of super talented, hardworking people in China who strongly believe in manufacturing, he said. They won't just be burning the midnight oil, they'll be burning 3 a.m. oil. They won't even leave the factory type of thing, where in America, people are trying to avoid going to work at all. I'm pretty sure what Musk is praising China for is slavery, but seeing as he's pro-apartheid, that's right up his alley. And seeing as the Chinese market is the second largest for Teslas after the US, and it is much more competitive with Chinese EV companies largely dominating the space over Tesla, it's been very, very important for Musk to tread lightly when it comes to criticism of the CCP in China. Musk has even gone so far as to meet with the premier of China, Li Shang, the third in command, in order to secure the data security requirements necessary to have self-driving Teslas in China. Musk praised the relationship that he's been building with Li in China since 2018, saying that the Gigafactory in Shanghai was the best performing factory for the company, and that Tesla is willing to further deepen cooperation with China and achieve more win-win results. Musk's buddy-buddy relationship with the third in command of the CCP raises some red flags for the red-blooded Christo-nationalists back at home, who have a deep distrust of China and a whole lot of leaks. Seriously, we should call Pete Hegseth far-fetched the way he's got the leaks. In the last week, there have been not one, but two additional leaks since the infamous Signalgate debacle. The first would be this milk dud, Dan Caldwell, who was put on administrative leave and escorted out of the building after allegedly disclosing classified information to someone not yet identified. This being the man that Hegseth identified as the best staff point of contact in that group chat about the strikes on the Houthis. But he wasn't alone. Dan, along with this man, Darren Selnick, Pete Hegseth's deputy chief of staff, were both suspended as part of an investigation into who leaked info on the meeting with Elon Musk over China. Y'all remember when Musk showed up at the Pentagon for a top secret meeting that we all somehow knew about? We also knew that he was there to be briefed on possible war plans with China, ostensibly as part of his Doge efforts.
So he wouldn't say what was discussed when asked, but the controversy came when reports emerged that Musk was going to sit in on top secret meetings regarding China. So even before he arrived, Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell said Musk's meeting was never going to be about China. He was very forceful about it, even going so far as to demand the New York Times retract their story. And that story suggested that he would be privy to what the military calls O plans or operational plans, which would include things like where and when to go after Chinese military targets.
These war plans are apparently on the top of the DoD's mind as Hegseth himself admits that we are on the back foot when it comes to a war with China.
The Pentagon is in the book, the exact amount of years, but in the past X number of years, 10, 12, 15, the Pentagon has a perfect record in all of its war games against China. We lose every time inside the Pentagon war games.
Now, we don't know if Hegseth wanted Musk in on the war games because he wasn't aware of the fact that the billionaire just pays people to play video games for him. But once the leaks hit the media, all of a sudden that meeting turned to be a much more open door and public-facing affair, welcoming cameras into the Pentagon. pissing off the top brass in the DoD.
All right, the Pentagon is investigating what it's calling leaks of national security information. Defense Department employees could face polygraph tests to determine who's responsible for the leak. CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata joins us now to talk about this. I think this is sort of remarkable, Charlie. I saw Elon Musk tweeting about it, or whatever they call it, Xing about it. Saying that people will be found. It's sort of like a witch hunt, reminiscent of I guess, the glory days of the Saddam Hussein regime, where they, went after people within their own parties or within their own government. But can they really implement these polygraph tests to figure out who's talking to the press, which isn't illegal?
No, Vlad, another day, another drama here at the Pentagon. So the memo dropped over the weekend, and it referred to recent unauthorized disclosures. So it didn't specify exactly what was leaked or allegedly leaked. And this is where the sort of witch hunt comes on, as you mentioned, right? Because it came on the same day that Elon Musk visited the Pentagon. That was on Friday. Amid reports that he had been briefed or was about to be briefed on what the DoD calls O plans or operational plans, and that those plans were to include classified information about how the United States would conduct military operations in the event of a war with China, including what to target and when.
Who let it slip that we were sharing classified info with an unelected billionaire? Something that Trump apparently wasn't aware of. What's interesting is that it seems like the commander-in-chief himself found out about this meeting the way that we all did, through the leaks. As soon as he heard that Elon was going to be there, Trump personally killed the meeting. Here's the Axios headline: Trump dashed Musk's secret Pentagon briefing on China. Axios learned that Musk or Hegseth didn't just decide to call off that briefing after the leak. President Trump himself ordered staffers to kill it. Trump said, "What the fuck is Elon doing there? Make sure he doesn't go." This is coming from a top official who recalled this to Axios. The official said, POTUS still very much loves Elon, but there are some red lines. Elon has a lot of business in China, and he has good relations there, and this briefing just wasn't the right thing. This is a very different stance than the White House had back when this happened in March. At that time, Trump tweeted out, "They said incorrectly that Elon Musk is going to the Pentagon tomorrow to be briefed on any potential war with China," he wrote. "How ridiculous. China will not even be mentioned or discussed." Yeah, the meeting wasn't going to be discussed after you heard about it through the leaks and killed it. When asked about it directly by reporters, he said, "I certainly wouldn't know, Elon has businesses in China and he would be susceptible perhaps to that," he told reporters. But it was such a fake story. So fake that we're all finding out now that it's completely true. I mean, of course Elon has connections to China, and of course Elon has more of a loyalty to his money than he does to the American Constitution. But if I had to put money on it, I'd say Trump is pulling the plug, not because of his disloyalty to America, but because of his disloyalty to Trump. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.